Hey, it's Mike's Old Religion Dystopia. Known versus belief. We're going to do some more on getting real about Bigfoot and an image that I filmed. No, was it 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago. It was the 21st. First, I want to talk about some things that I particularly experiencing on Facebook. That is the gaslighting, the harassment, the disrespect that you'll find in particular in the Bigfoot community. The big reason why the world finds the Bigfoot community a joke is because of the Bigfoot community. And the biggest thing is that the disrespect, the clownish, immature behavior that so many people exhibit in the quote-unquote community. Now, a lot of these people I don't even think are legit. I think a lot of them are bot accounts. I think a lot of them are there to cause division. I just had to ban a guy named Terry Barden from our Bigfoot group, Northwest Ohio Bigfoot Research, because he was insulting me and telling me I had to be on meds. That's not cool, dude. You're not supposed to do that kind of stuff. That's really disrespectful. So, yeah, Terry, I hope that, like a lot of ugly white guys who have really ugly behavior, I hope that you find God and you find some peace. I do. I also noticed like Bigfoot Odyssey and the other one is, the Sasquatch Chronicles fans. There's it's like this rolling of just people get like this fix on insulting other people. It says a lot about the people. You see a lot of these people that actually insult you don't have anything on their Facebook pages for the most part. Some do. Some are legit people. A lot actually are bots. You'll see that there's actually nothing, even not even a picture of anything. You'll see there's something in 2016, and then the next one will be in 2020. That's the only thing they post. And there are people and organizations, and people get paid to go around and harass groups, in particular something like Bigfoot. Do you think that it would just be so childish and stupid, and why would you even bother? But they do, and there's a reason for that, obviously, because there's a narrative that they want to maintain, and they don't want people to have veer from that narrative. And a lot of people, when people like me, when we start realizing, serious researchers who discover that they're actually dealing with spirits, they get just hammered on. It's not. There's no. It's the same. I've seen this a million times before. It's not based on any factual evidence. It's just ad hominem attack after ad hominem attack. Meme and one-liners to attack the person. And I'm sad. I'm saddened by it, but not surprised. I left the Bigfoot community 2017 to 2018 when I realized what was really going on and that there was no serious discourse about, or somebody like me who veered from the official narrative was just ostracized, just brutally made fun of. This time around, I'm doing it not for the same reasons. I know what I know for a fact, and I also know that there are many other people who have experienced similar things and recognize that there's something spiritual going on when it comes to this thing called Bigfoot. And they need a voice. I need a voice. We need a group of people that don't have to play games with each other. So as far as our group, Northwest Ohio Bigfoot Research, if you're going to come on our group and you're going to be the same assholes that you are over at Bigfoot Odyssey and Sasquatch Chronicles fanboy thing, No, you're not going to stick around, man. I'm not going to even put up with it. When it comes to this place, people, and just like the other places, whether it's my other Facebook pages with Bigfoot is is sometimes demonic, and the solution is the Lord of all spirits. That Bigfoot is a spirit, is the third channel or group. Excuse me. No, people have a right to say things as long as they're being legit and not mocking people and making fun of the subject. Because people need to have as unsafe of a place as Facebook is. We have to make some kind of attempt to make a safe place. So if you want to be one of the losers and disrespect people and all that, you're not going to be around. Not in my circle. Don't have to put up with that. It's a shame that people do that. It's a shame. It doesn't have to be that way, but it's a shame. I mean, people could step back and really try to understand what's going on, but they don't even try. They're set in their ways. At least that's the impression that they're giving. But really, at the end of the day, it's like these people are like, there's something spiritual going on. It drives people to go to that point to try to discourage anybody else from realizing there's something spiritual going on. Like the spirits themselves are influence these people to do and waste their precious energy and time throwing at him on talks. Really sad. The other thing I want to talk about is Rick Gerbenek. I think he's finally come clean, sort of. We'll go into that. Let's see. I'll go here. Go back into my channel. And then we'll go and look at some more images of the alleged Sasquatch, or at least I allege, was filmed. Let's first see if there's any response from Rick or anything. Anybody? Nope. We'll go here and go down. Now, Rick is the guy that I interviewed and even helped promote the video that I thought was legit. I thought it was legit. The first one, this one, the scary one, or the Rick's this thing, the video, the evil creature.
My breath is back to normal. My gums back.
What the heck? I don't want to look at that. Nobody wants to look at your stupid image. There's so much con artistry, bro. So this one right here, and anyways, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, the video, because it's fake. What's terrible about the whole thing is this guy claims to be a Christian, writes songs that are dedicated to Christian. In this video, he calls supposed his pastor to pray for him. And he's faking it all the way. And it's him in a costume. Now, what got me going on this, because I've had this guy in my own house. I thought we were friends. We talked many times on the phone. I don't understand why anybody would want to waste my time. I'm nobody. But he chose me to fake, to help promote his scam. Now remember, he says he's a Christian. He writes music that are Christian, praising God and all that kind of stuff, right? Betrayed his own pastor. Betrayed me, had me pray for him. On this video, the Rick's Gargoyle, the betrayal. And that's Rick actually in a costume. You can go back into the archives if you're so interested on Old Religion Dystopia 2 and look, and as I rebuild my videos again after they took down my channel in 2021, January 6, 2021, for telling the truth about what's going on in this world. It has to be spiritual. It's like, it's true over and over again. People love to lie more than the truth. But anyways, so Rick Um, he's this dude pretending to be this gargoyle, this goon, right? He calls me up. Was it 2000? It was 2020, just right before the scamdemic. And I spent, I mean, for the first hour, I'm like, that's Rick. But I actually spent 2 days trying to find a way that it was not Rick. If that makes sense? Because we were friends, I thought. The guy came to my own house. I did an interview with him in my own place. We talked numerous times. So why would a guy, and people, I shared a little bit of, I mean, my story's legit. I have actually nothing to gain from sharing my stories. I'm in a position that other people, because of my tail end of life, and that things are never going to improve as far as in the worldly, earthly sense. So why not talk about the truth? Why not share the truth about what Bigfoot is and what I've experienced in my own town, in my own life, in my own house, in my own neighborhood? Why lie about it? What do I going to get out of this? There will never be any great following. I will never make a dime off of any of this. You know that? Telling the truth. In fact, the one positive thing in all this is that my faith in God has grown immensely, and my trust in God, because I know by me opening up again and speaking the truth that there's going to be things that are going to happen. And without God, they're not going to get through it. But Rick finally admitted that he lied. Now, what's the big deal about this is that Rick, in that video that I showed you, he gets, because of people like me who support him and his channel, he got over 1 million views on that video. Now, many people were saying it was a scam, this, that, and that, and, it turns out they were right. But, having the experience that I've had, I have to give people the benefit of the doubt for some reasons. In particular, because if I don't give them the benefit of the doubt, knowing what I've gone through, it's kind of hypocritical to, look at that Bigfoot I'm going to show you that I filmed in my backyard. And that's 100% of cone head and everything. It's not parrot. Once again, it's going to... But if it's not moving, and it's not video, which I'm telling you, you can't film spirits and catch them properly with your video cam. You have to use you have to take stills. The original reason it was designed in the first place was to film spirits. Anyways, we're gonna... Now we can cancel that out. We can do a big new one, because I want to snip this, and I want you to be able to see his own words. Actually, I should stop that, and I should show you also my words. I don't hate Rick. I feel sorry for Rick. I feel sorry for anybody that goes out of their way to deceive people the way he did. That's the wrong way of getting attention, and that's the wrong way of doing things, period. Now, that said, I don't think that I think a lot of people don't have control over their emotions. And I think there's something spiritual, truly spiritual, and it's not just woo this and woo that. There's something truly spiritual going on that causes people to do such, to behave in such a way that's it's irrational. It's not very adult. It's not very sound. It's not very dignified. And why would you waste all your precious time, going after somebody that you think that you're convinced is a fraud, without the evidence? You see, here's the thing: you got to demonstrate. Oh, that's something else. That's Tim's. How do we get out of that? If an adult way of going about it is demonstrate, gathering the data and the information, and prove to the rest of the world that what you're dealing with is a fraud. Right? that's beneficial to everybody. That's what any real researcher does. The real researcher doesn't go around attacking the person, but the data and the information, and then you go from there. What I found over and over again is that in the Bigfoot community, there's a large percent of them are like truly mentally ill people. They confuse me of being mentally ill. Why would you go and waste all your energy and time attacking somebody else? Ad hominem attacks. And if you say it's because I care about the community, I mean, only a fool would think that's the case. Anybody that buys into that argument after all these years, that's the reason I left it 5 years ago, because I knew within the first 6 months that there was no way in heck anybody was ever going to be able to speak the truth. Now, if you want to speak scary stories and encounters, that's fine, but not the truth. Not the full data. You cannot talk about that. You can speculate all you want, because it's perfect. Because it's all part of the matrix of lies that they've created. And by the way, it's not in my imagination. And people like the director of CIA, Casey, he said, paraphrasing what he said, we know our job is complete when everything the Americans believe is a lie. I'm sorry, but we live in a world, especially in our culture, it's anchored 100% on lies and cons. And it breaks my heart, and it's the reason why I don't like the world. In particular, I don't like people that much. I love people, and I care about people, and I want the best for everybody, and I pray for my neighbors, and I know full well that they think I'm, ugh. Yeah, I mean, there's no honest can talk about anything. What is politics, religion, what's been going on in the past 2 years? The abuse I experienced in my own town, 17 days straight, trying to warn people in August. You seriously jeopardized and set my health back big time. And I think just making that up. I really did. I almost died. I don't know how many times over the winter. Being in that heat, I'm heat intolerant. With those signs and warning people about the death jab and what's going to happen, what they did to my mom, how I know nearly a dozen people are magnetic from it. And my own neighbors, instead of talking to me, mocked me, laughed at me, telling me I was terrible and everything else. Not everyone. There was always one for out of the probably 10, 20, 50 that responded positively. And I think that by me doing that and other people doing that, standing up, I've been 2 years trying to warn people what's going on until they took down my channel. And I still kept on doing it in BitChute. And it's because I care. And I have a conscience. And what am I supposed to do? Do nothing? Why watch people being set up? For the slaughter, literally? I'm sorry if you don't like me and you think I'm crazy. Actually, honestly, I think it's pure laziness on your part, and it's just easy to dismiss people, just saying, throwing ad hominem attacks and just moving on, right? Because that way you don't have to really look at yourself. And one of the things that's really one of the most challenging things a man has to deal with is to realize and look straight in the mirror when they're 50 years old, 40, 50 years old, and everything that I believe in just might not be true. Am I willing to challenge everything that I believe in, that I cherish, all my idols? Will my worldview crumble? And if it crumbles, then what do I do? And so what people do is they double down with their attacks, the gaslighting, the dismissiveness of people. And they think, it makes me think about Jesus and what, it's really clear now why he only had 3.5 years ministry, because day after day, threat after threat. When people were thronging him in the crowds and most of them wanted him dead. were mocking him and making fun of him, or just wanted to be entertained, like he was their version of a rock star. And as time went on, it got worse, and he knew that what was going to happen to him. It was destined. When he knew, just looking at behavior, God knew what's in the heart of men. And all men, without God, are pure evil. I don't care what you say. They might do something good once in a while. The number of people in the Bigfoot community that are wannabe Satanists, little Satanists, this, that, and the other. And this is their little pet, little demon, and they pretended, because they want to get people to get infested with this stuff. They really do. So I'm going to tell you the truth because I care. I care about God, and it's like, what do I do? Do I get anything out of this? No. Do I get anything out of this, really, outside of serving God? No. A couple friends here and there that come and go, but no, I do it because I care. I care about God. I care about myself and my own soul, and I care about you. There's no way I'm going to lie. This doesn't benefit for me. Now, when Rick, who was I thought was my friend, I thought was a peer who had similar experiences, because I seen these things with my own eyes. I'm not making up any of the stories I'm making. I'm not making up any of the stories that I share with you. I get no benefit from it. What am I getting out of this? Is there anybody calling Michael Adams? I mean, the only reason I even got interviewed by Tim over there, and there's a reason why I recorded, because it's a good chance he's not even going to put it up. Why? It's not so much that maybe I sound crazy, as much as I offend people. I offend people with the truth. And the truth is talking about an act, the most rebellious act is that of telling the truth. You see all these people, in the Bigfoot community and all that cryptid community with the, death metal bands and this, that, and the other, acting like they're some real rebels against society and culture. They're not. They're just another part of it. I saw the same thing happen when I was in the hardcore punk scene. That's why I just walked away. In fact, I ended up just going on a Mormon mission because there was nothing else better to do, and I realized what the straight edge hardcore punk scene was turning into. It got taken over by literally government ops, like Henry Rollins, for one. And then they're propped up as the new cultural icons. And as long as they're derogative to God and to the moral values of society and the truth, then they kept on being pushed. Why? Because people wanted that. That's it. If you have no guidance and no direction, if you have if you're just nothing but desperation, yeah, give me jokes. Give me one-liners. Make fun of other people and make me feel better. It's sad. We're in a sad state of affairs, and we've always been. That's the problem. So Rick, finally, this comment, and thank goodness I captured it, in case he takes it down. The video, I probably should look at the video one more time for you after that rant. Rick faking evil creature in his backyard. I gave Rick 2 years. A long 2 years to not say anything about it and get him to be honest about what's going on. I didn't go after him. I didn't want to go after him. I didn't want to crucify him. I didn't want to get any of that. I didn't want any of that. In fact, I wanted him, first of all, to be right because of my own experiences, to back up my own experiences, that he may actually film something, which now convinces me even more that, for the most part, the spiritual realm, you're not going to take any pictures of these things with your camera. You're taking videos. It's not going to work. It's stills that always work. Anybody's captured any of these things is with a still. A still. It might even be from the video camera itself, and where they took a section of the video camera. But I'm telling you, using this just a plain old camera, that take still pictures, they could zoom in like P900, you're going to get a heck of a lot more images. And it's going to be a lot clearer, and it's not going to be pareidolia. And, you know, it is heartbreaking beyond belief to know the degrees of immorality, of betrayal that you find through all walks of life. And you would think those of us who have, especially because there are us who really have had experiences, real encounters, really bad situations that happen. For my blessing, it was to turn me to God. Now I have a real belief in the Lord of all spirits, Jehovah, Joshua, Jesus, the Christ. And now I understand why the world really hates that name, Jesus. And it's not because of religion. They hate the name because of who they are and what's infested in them. Even people like Rick, who pretends to be a Christian, who betrayed his own pastor, who betrayed me. And in the videos you'll see that he calls me up and asks me to pray for him against these entities. Now, I didn't see the video at the time. Why would I not believe what he said? We had been friends. Why would he betray me? And he recorded and set it up. Oh, in particular, I recorded. This is what happened. I recorded it. Why did I record stuff like Tim's interview over at what the hell's the name of it? Whatever name it is. Strange Familiars. It's because I'm used to people betraying me. Not just in the Bigfoot community, in other places. So I was going to make sure that someone heard my voice. Even if it's only 100 people that heard my voice. Now, if it was on his channel, it might be 1,000. But it won't make a difference. Not for me. He was never going to promote my YouTube channel, my things. He didn't offer that up. I don't expect him to do anything. If he does do anything, then I'll be so shocked and I'll be so grateful. But if he doesn't do anything, I won't be surprised of it or offended by it. It just is what is. I mean, I'm used to the truther community, the Bigfoot community, the religious, the Christian community, except treating me like dog crap. I'm not alone in this. That's why I keep doing this stuff, because I know I'm not alone in this. It's not about making numbers and being famous and making money. This because I know I'm not alone in this. It's an impossibility for me to experience these things and be the only one that experiences it. It's an impossibility. It's an improbability. The odds of it are so astronomical that it can't be. Other people are experiencing the exact same things that I experienced. So let's get back to Rick. So Rick is supposed to be my friend. We prayed together. Rick was asking for questions and asking for help. Even before this alleged attack by this ogre, this creature. He sends me this video afterwards. Now, the prayer that I did is when it was happening, allegedly happened, that's what he told me. He finally comes out 2 years later and says this. I faked it. It was something thrown together as, here's the justification, as an experiment. Not to make fun of anyone, because I've had real encounters. It was more of a prank on my brother-in-law. So first of all, I'm not your brother-in-law. You wasted days of my life. This is more than a prank, dude, and this is more than an experiment, what you did. This is called deception. Why would you even do that? It turned out so good that I had to keep it alive as long as I could. I felt bad. It kept digging a hole deeper and deeper. It was amazing how the experts were all wrong about it being CGI. It's just a guy in a suit. The video, I guess, read or read, I don't know, to a test of my, I guess, of his talents. I guess he feels that it was talent what he did. Deceiving people is a talent. Faking something when real people going through it. There's no reason for any of us to believe you even have a counter, dude. You've lost all credibility 2 years ago when you did what you did. What were you really thinking? What did you really think you were going to get? You've been drinking? I mean, what possessed you to do what you did? Because your justifications don't make any sense. You're inconsistent. And yeah, he was accused by a lot of people of CGI, and everyone says CGI, and I'm telling you, in the Bigfoot community and a lot of other communities, and they don't know what they're talking about. They're just parrots. Most of us are parrots until we wake up to the fact that we are parrots. We barf out whatever the first thing that's told to us. We live our lives on one-liners and headlines. We don't read the details of the minutiae. We don't go into depth about anything. We're mentally, morally, and pretty much physically lazy people. I hate to say this, but if Russia's really, and the Chinese really wanted to invade America, we should probably, because they look at us and see there's 300 million of us, so mentally lazy, it's not even worth the fight. Let's try to knock them off with this poisonous cup. The poniard, the death jab. Let's try to do that. They're dumb enough to even take it. And then they proved it once again. How immoral, intellectually lazy, and dumbed down we are. No one ever wants to admit the fact that we are under a grand experiment ourselves. But we're Americans, right? We're U.S. of A. We are doing everything. Look at all the democracy we spread throughout the world. Yeah, look at all, not a single one. Look at all the millions of people that supposed our government and our military and fought war after war that benefited not us, but the oligarchs in Eurasia and in America, the uber rich, and the war machine, and the Roman Catholic Church, and the monarchies. They're the only people that benefited all the wars for the past 100-some plus years. We're talking World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, on and on and on. In which our ancestors, our family members, died and committed bloodshed for not noble causes, or for corruption. And that's not my opinion. Everybody knows it. It has any intelligence. We have not spread any kind of democracy because we ourselves don't even have it. Look at the tenets of communism and lay that over the United States of America. And every single thing that's been going on my whole life was 100% communism. We don't have democracy. It's not my opinion. Now back to this. See, I'm not that stupid. I might be not very talented, and I might not be the best at communicating a message, but my God. Rick, why did you do what you did to me? I thought you and I were friends. You came to my own house. We prayed together. I recorded you. I listened to you. You called me on the phone numerous times, not just once, not just twice, but over the course of the years from 2017 to 2020, we had numerous conversations, dude. You even bothered to promote some of your music. Yeah, you're talented. You're very good at being a hypocrite, an actor, an imposter. That's not something to really be all that proud about, dude. If it's not anchored in some kind of morality, that's just being a bullshit liar. You can justify lying to people all you want, saying it's an experiment or prank. The prank on your brother-in-law? Well, you were not only pranked your brother-in-law, but apparently you pranked your priest, your pastor, excuse me. You pranked me. You pranked, it was supposed to be your friend. You pranked a million people. And it's still going. I would tell there's a young man that I know over in Australia, and he sent to me, he said, wow, this is the power of prayer. And I thought the same thing. I said, dude, I promote this thing. I know about this thing. I know about Rick. I don't think it's legit, dude. I think he lied. I gave you 2 years to have an interview about the thing, or to come clean about it, or to say, Mike, it was a prank. Damn it, take it down. You had 2 frickin' years. Now I eventually, fortunately, in 2021, in January 6th, the government or the YouTube took down my channel for me, and then I took down the one that was on BitChute. After about around that same time, because it's like, I give the guy a year. I can't promote it. I gave him 2 years. I gave you 2 years to come clean about it. You didn't come clean. I called you numerous times to talk about it. You stopped calling me. We were talking all the time from 2017 to 2020, and then just like that. After you gave me that video, bye. You didn't just prank your brother-in-law, dude. And you weren't just doing an experiment. You're flat out deceiving people. And you thought it was funny. You took it for all it's worth. And you call yourself a Christian. That's the reason why I will never be part of the body of Christ. That they call today the body of Christ. I'll be a part of the real body of Christ. It's not going to be faking and lying about what the Bible says. No. Because you know better than anybody else. You think you're better than the Satanists and the Luciferian and all that. You're no different than them. In fact, most Christians actually are, when not even knowing it, not even realizing it, practicing Luciferians and witches, warlocks, and they don't even know it. They're practicing the spell on other people with a smile on your face. Here's a bag of food for you too. I can't wait to see you Sunday. Harassing calls, and let's be part of some group where we'll steer your mind and control every aspect of it, because 100% the churches, all the churches, have always been in bed with the government and have always been used by the oligarchs to steer the people. I don't blame a lot of people not even believing in Jesus because of all of your behavior. So it's about his talents, his test of my talents. It was thrown together within minutes. I can answer any question needed. There are real encounters, yes. Tried to take a video down but cannot access it for some reason. And when I was born yesterday about that one. That last one is the most bullshit of excuses why you still have it. You get it because you get hits. It feeds your ego. Because all your other videos are no better than mine. You're lucky to get a couple of 100 views. This is my response. First of all, I forgive you. Second, why did you lie to me? I thought we were friends. Third, when can we talk? I want to do it through Facebook Messenger. We'll see if he does it. I got really sidetracked. I guess we're not going to get too far into the images. Maybe the images, I'll just share one or two of you. And they come, I'll take a little break and show it. I mean, after all, I just showed you one, a fantastic one. An absolutely fantastic one. Would you appreciate that? Do you not see the head and the eyes? You see the branches, the leaves? And it, and where is it? So we go here, and he's going to be here somewhere in that tree, magically. There's a lot of heads in there. Do you ever notice that? There's a head right there, head right there. Where's the Bigfoot cone head? Oh, it's right there. So that's there. So it gives you an idea of the scale and size of it. Once again, that's about from where I'm sitting to where that is, about 80 feet. That's about 20, 25 feet up in the tree, and there's a head. Now, why is a head in the middle of a tree? And by there's a lot more heads. And why is it always heads? And people can see it's pareidolia. There's a come a point when you realize it's not pareidolia, that we're doing spirits. Are they disembodied spirits? Is this a literal meaning of disembodied spirits? Are they the byproduct of Nephilim? You don't know. I don't have an idea. And here's a weird. There's like a frog thing on top of his head. If you look at right there, but there's the cone, or that's at least behind it. There's the cone head. You see it? The deep brows, the nose. This looks like the mouth. That sometimes would make it look like a. I mean, it looks like, who's that guy? There's a character on cartoons that looks just like him. Like he's wearing sunshades. Do you notice that? With a wild mustache. But that's him. So, and we'll talk more about these things. But if you look closely, there's multiple entities. Where are they? They're in the trees. Why do they keep telling us to look down on the ground? After footprints? Because somebody doesn't want us to look up at the trees. Why don't they talk about that? I mean, the number of entities. You see, look at the old man in the forest head, you know? You see the two big eyes, the nose, and all that? And there's more going on in that one, I can tell you that much. How about this one? This is in a tree. You see, there's two eyes. And this is like almost like a woman's face with the hair going like this. Look at this. This is outrageous. Watch this. Don't tell me there's not two eyes there. Or that's pareidolia. There are blatantly two fucking eyes there. Excuse my language, Lord Jesus. There's something on top of its head. And there's something like this. There's like it's a hair. It's a nose. Look at the two eyes. You could even see the eyelids. There's even an eyebrow. It's green. Why is it green? Because it's part of the fucking trees, dude. There's a whole spiritual ecology in the trees. That for someone is known for ages in the day. And what were they going to do? They were going to have to steer people away from this everything possible. And let's focus on a Bigfoot. Oh my God, he's gonna rip your head off. Here's some more of these Bigfoot. You know, he's gonna come get you. His names look like damn rock stars, like some from the Muppet Show or something like that. You know, or whatever it is. Look at the guy's eye, pointed nose, beard. Here's his chin, the crazy hair. He's his crazy cousin who's like been in a fire or something. And they just get ugly as they go down and get even more bizarre. There's no denial that that's a face. I'm not crazy. If you think that's pareidolia, I think you might have to get your eyes corrected. Or your own mind. Maybe you need to have your medicine corrected. Oh yeah, did you notice something right here in front of your face? There's an eye, there's a nose, there's a mouth, there's a chin, and there's a head sticking right out in the leaves. Oh, that's pareidolia. It's just your vain imagination. Shut them up and block them up, because if people find out the truth about what's going on. And I was telling you about the totems. Here's the Mr. Bigfoot in the bottom. There's other entities. But what it leads up to is Mrs. Bigfoot? Is that what that is? What the hell's going on? What the hell's really going on? Because what's really going on is far more bizarre than they're telling us. Far more bizarre. It's causing people to be abusive to each other. It's causing people to hurt each other. It's causing people to lie to each other. What's going on? Now, and on top of that, when you look at that lady really close, Not only there's so that's her. There's her eyes. If it's even a lady, it could be a who knows what the hell is. But look, I want you. I'm going to take a break, but I'm going to I want you to just look at this. I'll mute the fan for this part, and I'm not going to play any music for an hour, a minute or two. I want you to look not only at her, but what's on top of her head, what's over here. Maybe I should minimize it so you can see the totem of spirits. We'll start right here. There's the kid. There's Mr. Bigfoot. There's spirits running up here to her head. Yeah, that's all pareidolia. I want you to look at that and explain that to me. Tell me how I'm wrong and why everything that you guys been saying for 55 years is bullshit and entertainment. And why do you keep on doing that? And why is it when a guy like me shows up and tells the truth, all hell breaks loose? Why? And don't tell me it's because you really care about the truth and care about, not people poisoning all this great research that you guys done, because you haven't done any research. I've done more research for my backyard and my back door and my porch and my window than you have out in the field. I want to know what's going on. You tromping around like a bunch of swinging dicks in the wood ain't helping anything out. It's feeding your ego, and somebody obviously is helping you out to do that stuff and having you that much time to do that. And I guess it's good if you're one of these people that's trapped in your mother's basement to get out and get some fresh air. I want you to look at this real closely. I want you to remind you once again. The eyes, the head, something on top of her head. There's Mr. Bigfoot. Maybe Mr. Bigfoot's never alone. If you got a real Bigfoot, that's never going to be alone. There's going to be a whole bunch of craziness all around. Look at that head of that one person with the skin hair. There's something over here. There's something over here. And also, don't forget, we'll also add Mr. Rockstar in there. I want you to look at that. Don't tell me it's pareidolia. I want you to explain the heads, the faces that are popping out where? In the trees. Why have they convinced us that we are looking at pareidolia? Why did they confuse anybody that came to the truth about what's going on with, say, the JFK on up, or what our government's up to? It's conspiracy theorists. Why, if you speak the truth about what the Bible is, you're ostracized and kicked out of the church? Why? When you speak the truth, you're accused of being crazy. It's a troublemaker. Why is the world at enmity with God? Why are you at enmity with God? Do you even know why? Do you really know why? Many people think they really do because they read some Hitchin book or listened to some lectures. You don't know what that Bible says until you open it up. Well, I don't got time to do that, but I got time to listen to hundreds of hours of somebody else telling me what the book says. I don't got time to go out there and film these things for real. I'm going to have somebody else tell me about it, what Bigfoot is. And I'll listen to people spin their tail day after day after day, endlessly getting nowhere. I want you to explain to me, look at this, look at it very carefully, look at it very detailed, and look at all the entities and imagery, and don't tell me that this is some that I created or CGI, because I'm just another swinging dick in my own place, well, not my mommy's, dying from MS and the complications of it. I'm 54 and a half, or 54. And I got nothing else better to do than to tell you the truth. To pass it on to someone else who will then pass it on. There is nothing more honorable than telling the truth. Did you realize that? It's not because of your integrity is at stake and what other people think about you. Because no, the world will crucify you for telling the truth. Who doesn't like liars? God. When you lie, what happens? The Spirit of God leaves you. You say, Mike, it's just your opinion. It's not just my opinion. I'm going to take a little break here. I'll mute this part. Maybe put some music on it behind it. Probably not. I just want you, if you have any discipline, and you have any, if your eyesight is halfway decent, in fact, I encourage you, when this video comes up, that you stop it, you learn how to use a snipping tool yourself, and you take a copy it, and you break it down even more, and you tell me what the hell's going on. In fact, it almost looks like, it gets even weirder. I'm telling you, it gets even weirder. Somebody's holding that. It looks like almost somebody's holding that face up, like it might be Bigfoot doing it. What the hell's going on? And what about this entity right here with the gray face, huh? And what's that all about? Oh, this is all pareidolia, Mike. Don't you understand? Oh, I understand damn well what's going on. There's some really bad people in this world that haven't been up to telling us the truth about anything. And I got to tell you something else. There were people once time telling us the truth about this, and they were all eliminated, unless they were the part of the inner circles. Look at all the heads. Look at all the heads. Look at all the faces. You tell me what's going on. And I don't want to hear about pareidolia anymore unless you can demonstrate it and reproduce it just the way I've done it, what I've shared with you. Prove it. If it's just a couple of notches or a couple of stubs on a tree and some weird bark and it turns into looking in the face and you call it that, if it's some artist rendering, you're going to have to prove to me that that is pareidolia. And a lot of you should be ashamed of yourselves for mocking me and mocking other people trying to warn you. You won't be ashamed. You won't even care. You know why you won't be ashamed, you won't care? Because you don't give a shit about anybody. You don't give a shit about even yourself. All you care about is going to get through the next day, the next week, and that's it, isn't it? You live your life like a dumb, selfish, purposeless animal.